First thing I want you to know about funnels is that they do not need to be complicated. If you are scaling your business, you already probably have one, which means that something is working for you. You just haven't thought about it as a funnel. Or maybe you already have a funnel, but it was never well designed, or you've not given it a lot of thought. You're thinking that you need something a little bit more complicated to scale. It depends, really. So my business made 30 grand this month in sales, and I have never really put together a proper funnel, but I help my clients do it, and I've done it in other businesses. So also, new mug that my friend gave me, which I love. I want to break down some of the myths about funnels first and foremost, and I want to help you build this funnel in like 30 minutes so that you can just plan it out and get it done. Then you don't have to worry about it so much. Okay, let's talk funnels. I bet you are wondering how you can scale your business by using a funnel. And I'm going to bet one of two things. One, you've either not got a funnel and you've never given it any thought, or you've got a funnel, but it's not working, or you know it's not sophisticated and it's not doing the things that you need it to do to scale your business. Well, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how you can build a funnel. It'll take you about 30 minutes of planning. I think any longer than that, and you're just sat there wondering about it too much, thinking about it too much. You need to plan it out and just put it into action and get it out there. Mine is so basic. It's unreal. Still makes me money though. I love this mug. It's so pretty. Here's what I want you to know. Funnels should save you time. They should also save you money. They can prevent you from having to do sales calls. They can speed up your sales calls. They can be used for years. Like, you can create one and then just run it for a really long time and never have to look at it again apart from to tweak it. So they are an amazing, amazing way to scale your business, and they do not have to be complicated. So I'm going to show you how simple they are. What does a funnel look like? Funnels are like coffee. So coffee goes in, I feel all warm and fuzzy, coffee kicks in, and I'm inspired to take action. Funnels are exactly the same. Traffic goes in, your potential client feels all warm and fuzzy, it kicks in, they feel compelled to buy. It's literally the same thing. You want to be putting them in a position where they like you, they know who you are, they have confidence that you can deliver, they respect you. All of a sudden they become a customer. Now, a lot of people think you have to warm people up with a lead magnet. That is not necessarily the case. I don't have a lead magnet. As traffic comes in and you have this middle part of the funnel where you're warming people up, you just need to make sure that you have some kind of vehicle to warm people up. So a lead magnet is typically where you have like a quiz or a video sales letter or a download or a book, something that teaches them something or is interesting or collects their email address. And then that's kind of like your warm-up vehicle, if you like. And then you put them into an email sequence, and then you continue to nurture until they buy. So that's typically what a funnel would look like. However, like I said, I've not been selling on email marketing. I started email a couple of months ago. What I found is that you can still warm people up in lots of different ways. So my LinkedIn newsletter warms people up. My YouTube channel warms people up. Just social media can warm people up enough to want to buy. So one of the common misconceptions about your funnel is that you have to have it planned out, and you have to have it structured, and you have to have like a step by step. But actually, you probably already have a step by step. You're just not factoring that in. And if you do already have a lead magnet and it's not working, then great, we can optimize that. Do lead magnets work better than social media? Yes, when built right. However, I am living proof that you don't need one, and you can still hit like six-figure business level. But the other thing I want you to know about lead magnets is that they're so good because you collect the email addresses, because then you can nurture people and warm them up. The great thing about collecting email is that you can talk to them whenever you want, and you can put them through sales sequences. Then you have direct access and you're not reliant on a platform. So when I'm mentoring my six-figure business owners or the ones that want to scale to multiple six figures, I definitely recommend putting an email list in. That's one of the core actions that they should take. So if you just have a lead magnet where it's not collecting the email addresses, it's not going to perform as well. So I just want you to know that before we get into the funnel building. And also, just on the case of email marketing. So I don't have a lead magnet. Like I said, I don't have a welcome sequence. I just talk to people through my email list. So I've got an email marketing list called Brutally Honest Business. I share a 2-minute video tip every single Monday. It's exclusive to that list, and I'm not currently selling on it yet. If you want to join it, there's a link here. And I just talk about my life as a business owner, and I get really, really honest. I think last week I talked about being hit by a pigeon. True story. So I really want to show you the design of a couple of funnels so that you can see what they look like and see what works. And one of them is really basic and one of them is more sophisticated. So let's start with the sophisticated funnel, which I do not have, but I help my clients build. This is what a sophisticated funnel looks like. Traffic comes in from lots of different sources. And one of the things I do with my mastermind clients who are scaling to multiple six figures is get them to add traffic. because that works really well for scaling unless you already have a massive audience on one of the platforms or you're kind of really well known. So with a sophisticated funnel, lots of traffic is coming in, and then it goes to a really nice lead magnet that's well thought out, that solves the biggest pain point or biggest problem for your potential customer. So this is likely to be a quiz or a video sales letter or some kind of training masterclass. However, this lead magnet could take literally an hour to create and still be really sophisticated. So don't think that this takes lots and lots of time. So lots of traffic, fancy lead magnet into a nurture sequence. So when they download the lead magnet or when they kind of access it, you collect their email address. Then they go into a welcome sequence. So they get a series of emails. Mine that I've built has about 8 to 10 that I'm going to be putting out, where it takes them into a welcome sequence to then go and join my program. So whichever program that they are relevant for, they will get periodic emails that naturally sell for me. So the great thing about this is it's completely automated. So someone can download the lead magnet, they go into the welcome sequence. I don't have to speak to them. I don't have to do anything. It warms them up on my behalf, and then it directs them to book a call with me or buy. It's automatically warming people up, and I don't even know who those people are yet. So by the time they get on a sales call with me, they've seen trainings, they've seen videos, they've seen posts, and they've been through my story and my case studies and my social proof, which means that they're more likely to buy. So this is this period of just warming everybody up, like I said. Now, the great thing about this funnel is that it works in conjunction with your other traffic. So if they've come through a lead magnet, they're likely following you on social media, potentially. So what that means is they're seeing your content, they're seeing your emails, they might be seeing your YouTube videos, they might be seeing you on even multiple platforms. Everything is working as an ecosystem. So they're constantly consuming what you're putting out, your knowledge, like I said, case studies, the client results that you've got, your process for getting results, your personality. It's working as an ecosystem. So this funnel is more sophisticated because we have so much traffic, because we have the sequence. And if they come out of the sequence and they don't buy, then they can go into your normal sequence, which is just your weekly newsletter or maybe something else. And it's continually nurturing them so that when you run another offer, if they weren't ready to buy then, they might be ready to buy later on. So you can sweep them up. The other great thing about this is if you see them go through this sequence or you see them click on things and you see that they're interested, you can send them a personalized email. So you have their details and you have this data, like lots of data about where people are downloading your lead magnet and then unsubscribing, where people are dropping off in your email sequence, why they might not be buying. This helps you to create a really high functioning multiple 6-figure business or even 7-figure business. However, there are 2 keys to making this really, really successful. Number 1, your lead magnet needs to be really, really attractive. If it does not bring people in, then it's not much of a lead magnet. Number 2, your email sequence needs to be really good as well to hook them in. So if your emails don't get open, so you've got a low open rate, low click rates, people aren't going to make it through that sequence. You're not actively warming them up. So you need to use copywriting and you need to follow a certain sequence, which I give to my clients. This can work really well for scaling your business. Yes, it sounds like a lot of work, but actually they're really quick to build. You could build this in a couple of days and get it out there, and then you could set it for years as long as it's good. Okay, so that's a sophisticated funnel. Now let's talk about my funnel, the funnel that I have in operation right now, which is extremely, extremely basic. So I'm going to show you my funnel from the start and my funnel now. They're both still very, very basic. So this was the funnel that I had running in 2022. I still had a job. I was only doing this part-time and trying to get off the ground, test things. So I had one source of traffic, and that was Instagram. The only other source of traffic that was operating is whether someone knew me or not. So like referrals or maybe like networking, anything that was just happening organically that wasn't really planned out. So my first point of traffic was Instagram. That's where I was selling. The way I was warming people up was Instagram. I didn't have anything going on. I would go live, I would post short form content, and that was literally it. There was nothing else, and that's how I sold at first. And I had a really low following. So I had 300 followers to start, and some were my family, like I've said before. I still managed to sell. So my funnel was see me on Instagram, consume my Instagram content, book a call with me and buy. That was it. And I was relying on them booking a call for me to warm them up. That was literally the whole thing. If you're just starting out and trying to scale a service business, that's where I would go. If you are now at a certain level and you want to scale more, I would definitely recommend adding multiple traffic sources. So here's what I did next to kind of make that basic funnel a little bit more sophisticated, but not that sophisticated. So I added traffic. So Instagram was first. I did have a Facebook page, but I didn't really do a lot. I did go into Facebook groups, and then I added LinkedIn because obviously that's where business owners hang out. So I had LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook operating, and if you knew me. I also did some guest masterclassing, but I found those people through those social media platforms. So that was my traffic. So a little bit more sophisticated. However, still no lead magnet. I was warming them up through content marketing alone. So 6 months later, I started this YouTube channel, but I have a small following, like a really small following because it's very new. But I added that so I could send people videos to warm them up. Everything was happening through what I said online, through the carousels, through the posts. It was literally just me standing on a soapbox saying, come work with me. And these are all the reasons why. That was my funnel. And again, I was still sending them to book a call. That was it. The only other thing that was happening in that respect for me was that I was joining communities. So I was working with people, I was still guest masterclassing. So people were now getting to know me, but this was still a really basic funnel. I didn't add email marketing in until January 2024. And even then it was sporadic. I don't think I sent anything until the 3rd week. I still only have a really small following on my email list. I created a 30K sales month with just this funnel in place. This is the basic funnel, and you can too. But this is what I want you to know. You will speed up the process of making money if you do put a more optimized funnel in. The reason I didn't do it was because I was part-time and I was already getting clients and I just got too busy. So now I need to take a step back, take a step out of sales calls and actually build the thing that I built before I mowed the businesses. Really important side note, my funnel works because I sell high ticket. You'll hear me talk about this a lot, but if you're selling low ticket, then you really need volume of traffic. So if you're not selling high ticket, this is going to be way more difficult to create big money months, obviously. So how do you build a funnel? How can we build a funnel in 30 minutes? So what I would do is I would draw on paper, just a really simple funnel. So I am going to just draw a funnel on this paper and it looks just like that, just a funnel. And then at the top of the piece of paper, you're going to put your traffic sources in. So what traffic do you want to use based on knowing where your customer hangs out? So I'm going to write mine in. Let me write them in quickly. Okay, so I've just written my traffic at the top. I've got Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, guest masterclassing, speaking at events. I do all of those things. So my small email list, like these are all my sources of traffic. So this is where people come in to the funnel. So people come into the funnel there. However, in this middle bit, so I'm going to shade this out so that you can see. In this middle bit, that's where I'm warming people up. So in there, I could have that YouTube does warm people up because sometimes they don't know I've got a channel and I send them there. My email warms people up. My newsletter warms people up. So I want you to put in the middle how you intend to warm people up. And you can put loads there if you have lots of different avenues, but I want you to really consider what's one way that you can warm people up. So what I do with my clients is I ask them to think of one thing that they want to teach, that they want to share, that they want to show, that's really, really powerful and solves the biggest pain point. So for me, everyone wants to scale their service business. Everyone wants more leads and more sales. So a good lead magnet for me, and one that I'm doing, is my 6 secrets to scaling a service business. There's a lot of S's in there, it's very hard to say. So 6 secrets to scaling a service business. And that could be a video sales letter, it could be a newsletter, it could be a YouTube video, it could be many different things. However, what I want is to collect email addresses. So you need to think of that one thing that you can teach them. The way that you do this is to think of your customer's biggest pain point. What is the one thing that they want to solve that they will pay for? And that's really important. They have to be willing to pay for it. So now I've just got this random piece of paper, which is like traffic, and then I've got like six secrets to scaling. I've got like the different ways that I warm people up, just so that I know how my funnel is working. Once you've got this idea for a quiz or something, you would push them into an email sequence and write a really good email sequence. That can just be 5 emails. It could be 8 emails. It could be 10 emails. So just a side note as well about creating your lead magnet, it might help to tune into your strengths. So I would do a video sales letter because I love video and I've got a video editor. So why not create a video sales letter where I teach people the 6 secrets to scaling and then ask them to book a call with me. You might be great at writing, so you might want to write a book. You might want to write a really good quiz which pushes out a report. So I would use Scorecard app for that. I've used that for one of my quizzes that I'm like currently building and I'm going to put out. It's also the one that 2 of my clients are using and they're really loving it. If you're good at writing, then you could write something. If you're good at video and speaking, you could do something on video, but you don't necessarily have to be at the forefront of that lead magnet. So I'm going to write on my piece of paper that I'm going to do a VSL. However, I've also got a quiz as well, which links to the VSL because I'm a little bit more sophisticated at the minute. So I'm building out a quiz and a VSL that link into the same thing. I really want to warm these people up. Right, so you've got your traffic, how you're warming people up, and the format. The next thing you need to decide is where you are sending people to. Is it that you want them to book a call? Is it that you want to send them to a sales page where they buy straight away if the product is, say, under $2,000? Decide where you want to send them to, because that is going to play out at every point of this sequence. So what I've noticed is that some people buy quick and some people take a really long time. So 18 months is the longest it's taken me to convert someone. That took a lot of content, a lot of conversation. So you need to use this call to action at many, many stages. Maybe it is the first time they see you, maybe it's optimized on your profile, then maybe it is during your VSL, at the end of your VSL, or after the quiz. It really depends on how you want to warm people up and the product that you have. However, when you're thinking about where to direct them to, I just want to remind you that call to actions are not always great. So you want to put in a call to benefit. A call to benefit is where you say, book a call with me if you want to make more money. So you put the benefit at the end of the call to action. So make sure you do that. So now you've got a call to benefit at the end. You just got this really scrappy piece of paper, and that is fine because we're just mapping it out. Now you're going to send them into an email sequence. So you're going to collect their email and you're going to send them into like 5-part, 8-part, 10-part sequence. So you're going to need, I'm just going to put numbers down there. Let's say it's a 6-part sequence that goes down here. What I would recommend for this is your first email is a tip. So I wouldn't be trying to sell to anyone at this point. I would just be giving them a free tip. So teach them something. Number 2, I would probably try and warm them up a little bit more. So maybe I would send them to one of my YouTube videos. Maybe I would send them to a newsletter or a post, but I'm still trying to warm them up. Number 3, if it was 6-part, I'd probably talk about a case study. I'd say like, this is how my client did X, Y, or Z. Number 4, I might go back into education, potentially, or I might go with my process, how I get people results. So if you're wondering what my 6 steps are to scaling your business, this is what they are. This is how I get results. Number 5, I would tell them probably about my offer. I'd say, look, I've got this offer, and I would do a bit of a social proof bomb. So I call them proof bombs. So what I end up with is a free tip, another like training video or something to warm them up on the second email, a case study of how I've got results, my 6 steps, my process that's really reliable. So I'm showing reliability and credibility. My offer, so this is like something that I'm talking about with a good discount or some kind of like extra benefit just for them, and social proof. So I want to get all of those in, and I'm probably going to drop social proof in all the way through. So then I've got this like 6-part idea of a email sequence. However, you could extend this and you could have, okay, you've got 72 hours to buy this offer. Okay, you've now got 36 hours. Okay, you've got 48 hours. Okay, you've got 24 hours. So at the end of the sequence, you could have this countdown offer period, and you could be sending an email every day or an email twice on the last day. So don't be afraid of like email bombing them. Just make sure that you're giving lots of value. So we want to give value first, and then we want to run an offer. Then we want to close it down. Then you push them into your normal email sequence. So you've got this kind of like plan now of what this looks like. The only thing that you need to do at that point is then layer in an offer. Whichever email is talking about your offer, what are you going to give them? What is that great offer going to look like? So I've just put offer here, and that is your funnel. Now, the next thing that comes is obviously building this out, writing it out, but now you know what you're doing. And the absolute key thing here is your headline of your lead magnet. So mine would be 6 secrets to scaling your service business so you can finally hit multiple 6 figures. That's compelling. There's 6 secrets, 6 steps. They want to scale their business. They want to hit multiple 6 figures. And then I would take them through those 6 steps. That's my lead magnet. But you could have, let me think of some examples. I've written some down here. So if you're an accountant, you could have 5 ways to master cash flow so you can make more money. Like, that's a really good one. You could have a VSL on that. Or if you were a social media manager, you could have 10 ways to grow your social media account and make more money. Why does building something like this scale your business? So if you have traffic coming in and you're sending them to a lead magnet and they are getting free training or free value or this quiz that's really interesting that kind of like dissects who they are or dissects something that they need to focus on to, I don't know, make more money or be healthier or whatever it is. You don't have to keep doing sales calls and keep nurturing people. So you could just have this going out onto your social media platforms, at speaking events, when your guest masterclassing, they could scan a QR code and download your lead magnet. And then this is going to automatically warm them up. So it's saving you time. You can also give it to your team and say, put this everywhere, put this in Facebook groups. I want lots of people in this email list. But also, like I said before, you can audit this process. So you can have a look at your VSL, depending on what platform it's on. You can see where people drop off. You can notice at the point in the video where they go, this isn't for me, or where they book a call, and what platform you have will kind of determine whether you can do that or not. But you can also do this with your email sequence as well. So where we want to get to, and this is the really boring bit that people don't want to do, but where we want to get to is data. We want to have data about where people are dropping off in your process, what's warming them up, the kind of things that we can say to really have an impact. So if we send out a proof bomb email, for example, and that causes people to book a call, we need to create more of those. We need to capitalize on that, and maybe we need to put them on social media as well, so that we can see what's working and amplify it, and we can see what's not working and change it. That is the secret to a multiple six-figure business. It's all about the data. But also, if you are struggling to scale your business, then I invite you to book a call with me and let's take a look at your business, what's going right, what's going wrong, and I can give you lots of implementable tips and also tell you how you can work with me to scale to multiple six figures. I almost forgot. What do you do with the funnel once you've built it and it's in operation? Well, firstly, you make sure your traffic is working, make sure that the lead magnet is actually being downloaded or being looked at or whatever. Secondly, make sure that people are actually making it through the email sequence, of course. Thirdly, make sure that they're taking action. So wherever you're sending them their sales page or a sales call or whatever, or even a buy button, just make sure that they're actually doing that. Otherwise, you need to look at what's going wrong. The next bit, make sure that after they've gone where you want them to go, that they're actually buying, actually converting. So are your sales calls actually converting? Are you converting people? Is the buy button actually making people buy, or is there something wrong at checkout? Is the sales page actually converting? Because you want to make sure that every stage of that funnel is optimized. If you create a funnel and it doesn't make any money, then the funnel is not working. And obviously you're not going to be able to scale, of course.